Oh, this is the one of the sponsors of the show. So this drink is made specifically for the show.
Oh!
Yeah. So we have 4 different flavors. It's by really addictive drinks. We have an orange guava, also called Bossa Tropicana.
Nice.
I came up with the name. Ice white. Crescendo matcha latte is shakuhachi serenity. Honey yuzu is soothing symphony. Yeah.
Hey, so what is there like a company attached to this that makes the drinks?
Yeah, really addictive drinks.
Oh, that's the company.
that's the
I thought
sponsor,
that's the tagline.
Oh no, yeah, that's the company. So you can, it's for you lah. You can.
Damn. Thank you.
You can choose one to
Like starter
try.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Crescendo.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Starving Artists of Singapore, the show where we find out more about what it's like being in the arts industry. We are kicking off this series by interviewing musicians, and a lot of them have went through like they are in YST, go through like professional training and whatnot. But for an industry like arts and music, most of the time, formal education isn't a must-have. It's not like you want to become a engineer, you need an engineering degree and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So today we actually got a very young and talented saxophonist here with us today, who's made a name for himself in both the band and jazz scene, and currently is still like fresh out of NS, haven't gone to like uni yet.
Yeah.
But even before that, he's already active in the scene, teaching and stuff. So today we're gonna find out more from him what it's like being a musician that really started out from just his own passion for saxophone and music, right?
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
Yeah. So allow me to introduce to all of you Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin Ng, saxophonist and educator. I've been playing for about 10 years.
10 years.
About 10 years, about a decade. Right, that's when I first picked up the horn in secondary school, 13 years old. Right, at first I didn't want to join band at all. Right, I started out in concert band. I didn't want to join band at all. But my parents pushed me.
Push you.
Yeah, so I tried all the instruments, but the saxophone was the one that really, really spoke to me. Then from there, it sparked a decade-long love affair. Yeah.
Thanks. So you're only 23 this year, lah.
I'm only 23 this year.
Say
Yeah.
like I don't know like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, hey, like you said earlier, I have, I guess, not really much formal training, if any training at all. I took 2 years of private lessons. Right, I got my grade 8, and then that was it. Trinity. Grade 8 in jazz saxophone, and that's it.
Oh, great in jazz saxophone.
Specifically jazz saxophone, right? And that's it. I've been gigging ever since I came out of NS last year in July-ish. Yeah, just recently I played with SSO, Singapore Symphonic Orchestra, right?
Picture here. Yes.
Yeah, I did the Christmas fundraiser. Right, we had a few rehearsals and then a 2-hour-long fundraiser show itself. It was with not just SSO, but also like the Singapore Symphonic Choir and then the youth choir as well. So it was, I think, about maybe 100-piece group. In general, it was a huge group. And hey, the sound was great, and Esplanade was not to love, right? Yeah. Other than that, I played a few gigs with Arnold Ponto. Right, it's a new-ish pianist in the scene
From Indonesia, jazz pianist, very good.
Yeah, and then I played only one show with Rajma, right, with a fellowship band. Though I want to play more because that was the most challenging gig I've ever done, but also the most fun. Right, Blue Jazz, yeah. So mostly I've been sidemen or subs and all that. I think it's quite fun. I think I want to continue doing that.
And also Jazz Association.
Yes, that too. Yeah. That was, I mean, we were both in that one, right? Yeah.
Picture here. section photo. Yeah, Brian's inside also. He's coming on this show.
Oh, yeah. You can put your shows or something. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, it all started out, as in for most musicians we've seen on this show and most musicians that we know, it always starts out from CCA, right? So when did you, was there a point in time where you decided okay, I'm going to make this my full bread and butter career?
Well, actually it started pretty early. I started in Sec 1, right, 13. Then by the time I hit 15, close to O-levels, a pretty important year, right? I was thinking, I can't do this the rest of my life, I felt, in some ways, I guess you can call it a higher calling, right? So I tried to devote myself to music almost full time from then. But I guess that time I was in the practicing stage only, just doing my own drills and all that. I bought a trumpet,
Oh,
at the
okay.
time. Because
Blasphemous.
going over to the brass section.
Mm,
Because I thought if I couldn't make it as a saxophone, right? Because at the time I had some preconceived notions. Right? If I couldn't make it as a saxophonist, I still want to be
in music.
in music. So I thought, okay, why not? Since I play loud and all that, and why not try the trumpet? It's mostly lead roles. It's a fun instrument to play, and yeah, it stands out. But really, thank whoever that I never got to that point. I've been saxophone ever since. Yeah.
Wait, so what preconceived notions do you have? Like, what made trumpet trump the the saxophone?
Because number one, they are accepted in orchestras, so it kind of opens like a wider range, and also it's accepted in a YST.
Oh, so saxophone wasn't.
No, it's not a thing. I don't. Yeah.
Huh? They accept 二胡古筝琵琶, they don't accept saxophone.
I've never seen any. I tried to apply also. I didn't see it also.
Oh, you tried to apply, so that's quite recent but.
No, as in, even back then I was looking at the list of schools.
There's no. Okay, interesting.
So that made me kind of move to the side a bit. Try my hand at other things but at the end of the day, the passion is still there. I still came back to saxophone I thought if it's meant to be, it will be So I try to push forward with the saxophone, and it's been going pretty well so far, I think.
So the reality is that Singaporeans have the perception that if you do music or any unconventional career path, most likely you might not be good at like studying or like academics. So was that the case for you or like?
Not really actually. I was in Aerospace Engineering, right? But I took that. That was my diploma. I went to Temasek Poly. I took that as a fail-safe, right? Just in case it really didn't work out, right? But I think my academics were fine. It's just that I didn't want to confine myself to an office or desk job for the rest of my life. Even now, surprisingly enough, I know most people say they make most of their money off of teaching and all that, right? But most of my income actually comes from gigs and performances. So, which is really contradictory to what I was told long time ago. I guess by non-musicians right? And even some retired industry professionals. They told me, hey, you can't make a living.
You can't escape from teaching.
You can't escape from teaching, number one. And number two, if you even try, right, you'll fail. The well is drying up, the wellspring of gigs and all that. Live music is going away. And they pressed me on this a lot more when COVID hit.
See lah. No.
Yeah, that's why. So it's good to see gigs get a resurgence, live music's coming back up, Because, you can tell also live music feels a lot more different from anything you see on the screen.
It's the main purpose, right?
Yeah.
So, was there a point in time where, how was your parents' reaction like when you told them like, hey, I want to do music? Yeah.
It's the typical Asian parenting.
Nervous laughter.
It's the typical Asian parenting because, obviously they want the best for you, but at the same time they play very safe, right? Because, you think about it, my mom's in HR and my dad's in finance, right? All very, very safe jobs, right? So when I told them, I want to be a musician, they regretted ever pushing me to concert band. Yeah, but as time went by, right, they got more accepting of the fact that, hey, maybe this is a legitimate career, because obviously as they heard me get better, they weren't so worried. Yeah, so that was that.
So you're still you're still young. So have there been a point where you managed to prove to them like, hey, this is a viable career option? Or do you feel like you are still on your way to making a sustainable living to show them like, hey, don't worry about me, I'm doing great?
Well, I try to let them know that I'm fine. I think they've more or less accepted that. But right, I think the chase is always there to for
always have to do your parents proud.
Exactly. Yeah.
To submit the earning report to HR.
Then finance check,
finance sign off. Moving on to what you mentioned earlier about performing being like the majority of your income, right? Can you give like Singaporeans out there who might not be familiar with this industry, like how often do you perform, like let's say on average in a month, and like if you don't mind sharing how much around that makes you?
Sure, yeah. So right now I'm doing, I guess, those roving saxophone gigs, right? MBS. Maybe I could have gone the whole month, but I was sharing the gigs with a few other people.
Mm.
So in this month alone from that, I got about maybe 10 shows,
Mm.
right? So that's 10 days lah of 30. And then I also did the SSO gig. That was another week. So, and then a few fringe gigs here and there. A low period is, I guess, when I'm only relying on my teaching and then doing some got that social media stuff for Rubato, right? The music school that I work at.
Over here. Correct. Coordination between section mates. Same times, yeah.
In sync.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so the low periods are maybe just slightly before this November, right? When the students go for the exams and they're like, oh, let me take a break from lessons and all that. And also school holidays, weirdly enough, because people travel, like June and all that. So I guess maybe I work 30% of the month or maybe 50% of the month, right? And then at my low period, maybe about 1,500 to 2.
Okay.
Right,
Still
but
quite decent.
not bad, yeah.
From teaching alone lah.
From teaching gigs.
Teaching gig.
No, teaching and gigs.
Okay.
Yeah, because no matter what, I still take gigs lah. Yeah. And then from I guess the high
Like
is,
December.
right? Like December and all that, maybe up to 4. Right. Yeah. So that's about the range, and that's me starting out.
Yeah.
Right. So, quite promising. I feel quite.
That's a
okay
good, like, on par with, actually higher than a lot of
entry-level
different
jobs,
bachelor degrees. Yeah.
Along the way, I realized that the reason people think music is such a scary career to take, right, is that there aren't any safety nets, right, pre-built in, right, for a lot of those other jobs like office jobs. There's some stable money income. They contribute to your CPF and all that. And then if you quit or want to change the job, like you have that in your resume, right? And then you can use that as referrals and all that. But in music, it's not really that. You have to create your own fail-safes, right? So that's why I teach, and also way before that, I took my diploma in something else entirely, and before I started a career in gigging and teaching in general, I made sure to have a fallback sort of a mountain of money. It's not mountain, maybe a hill.
Some savings.
To fall back on in case. So I mean, I think it's very low risk if you do these kinds of things, which was very contradictory again to what I was told when I was a lot younger. When I first decided, I want to do this as a career. Yeah.
So basically, for our audience that's hearing your story and heard some of the past guest story, like being a musician is very much like being a self-employed businessman. Sometimes you have your ups, sometimes you have a lower periods, which is normal for every business.
Yeah.
So what do you do anything during your lower periods to like further your craft or maybe even pursue something else? Just to
Oh yeah, actually currently I'm applying for university. Right, so because I mean a lot of people say you can't you don't need a degree to be a musician and all that kind of thing, right? But I still think you need the mandatory 3 to 4 years of just living, eating, sleeping and pooping your craft lah. Wake up, think about music, practice the whole day, go to sleep thinking about music as well lah. So I'm trying to apply for a few unis overseas in the north, maybe Amsterdam and all that, but also LaSalle. Because Singapore is a good place to be.
University of the Arts.
Yeah.
University. So other than that, like university applications, anything else you're currently working on that you want to like share with the audience?
I guess this is less working on something to hone my craft, but more of I'm shedding a lot with this pianist and my friend Xavier Lim.
Handsome picture.
Man. Yeah, he was a LaSalle grad. So so shedding with him and
shedding means practicing.
Practicing with him and all that, and going through the material, material that we're going through, is really helping, I guess, push my craft further than I've ever thought I could go. We are trying to get ready for a show at Blue Jazz. Made up of bebop tunes and ballads.
So recently you got married, right? At the age of 23.
Yes.
So my question is, do you think musicians, right, mature faster than normal people? Because this is a sense that I get. Like musicians usually tend to mature earlier or like become they're more responsible overall, like for the things that they do in life, and mature earlier, I would say. Do you think it's like a musician thing, or?
I guess maybe you can call it an occupational hazard because like they are not just one part of the business. Like most your average salaryman, right? Maybe they're in accounting. All they do is accounting and all that, right? But as a musician, like you said earlier, you're your own business, right? So you are accountant, you are PR, you are obviously the product itself also you are everything all in one. So because of that, I guess there may be some parts that develop faster. You become the self-awareness,
Musicians generally more self-aware, introspective.
Yeah, I would say so.
Always think you're not good enough. Then
Imposter syndrome. Oh,
wow, that's like a constant theme. All the previous guests also like mentioned. Yeah.
Okay, that's the real occupational hazard.
So, speaking of which, how do you like? Because for me, I'm not a professional musician, right? So I don't really struggle with imposter syndrome as much. But do you mind sharing with us what's your take on that?
Oh, at the start, I mean, even now, I still very much am afraid or apprehensive, at the very least, of calling myself a professional musician. Because, I mean, throughout my life, like, professional, the word is there, it means something, it's certified. But, I mean, I'm trying to get over it because I try to look back and think, hey, I've come pretty far from when I first started. And I try to remind myself that, hey, you as a musician, right, your self-worth, or rather how you want to peg yourself as a musician, is not where you start, where you are, but where you end. Right? That's your real worth as a musician. Although we shouldn't be pegging our self-worth to our craft, right? That's quite demoralizing.
# mental health, yo.
There we go. Male mental health, female mental health, all mental health.
Correct.
Yeah. So I try to think of that, remind myself, hey, it's only where I end that's important. And yeah, I feel a lot better about that.
Okay, so I mean, you are still a relatively new musician, but probably by now you would have realized some things you like about this profession, which you most likely have alluded to just now. What are some things you don't like about either this industry or this profession, or like just being a musician in general?
Oh, we touched on this. I mean, just only, but imposter syndrome is the biggest thing.
Biggest thing for you?
The biggest thing.
Okay.
Really. Because, I mean, you think about it, right? Like, it's something that's really hard to cure or treat because it's all, it's in your head. So no one can really see it, right? It doesn't mean it's not real, but no one can see it, right? So it's a bit hard. But at the same time, it's always there, But other than that, I guess it's, it's the general non-musician population.
Okay.
Because they're the biggest, I guess, dissidents. Dissidents.
Like they don't understand.
They don't understand the whole industry. They don't understand the craft as well. So, a lot of times I hear like, hey, it's just music only what?
You do lah, music only.
It's just music only what? So that's the second biggest thing, right? Because all my life I've mostly heard people just say, yeah, you do music, you're not gonna get far, no future, the same few comments, that's being thrown out every time.
Relatives.
Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, music the face. Oh.
Speaking on which, if there's one thing you hope the Singaporean audience can understand, right? Or like you want to tell them something, like what would that be? Even though this channel like not a lot of views yet lah, but hopefully one day.
Hey, one day.
Maybe tomorrow.
Hey. I guess one thing is don't be afraid to dive deep on the music that you like listening to. Whether it be jazz, advocate for jazz lah. Whether it be jazz, pop, EDM, anything, dive deep, man. Both the musicians, the industry and everything will appreciate you for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not say like music here is like subpar, please support. Actually, Singaporean musicians are some of the best worldwide, right? Not just the famous ones we see like JJ Lin and stuff, but we have a lot of sessionists that help, people that write for a lot of famous names.
Correct.
Then, based on what you see so far, why do you think is that, even though we have so much talent here locally, right? Why is it that like Singaporeans are just not as aware of the talent that we have?
Okay. One thing I realize this is also another musician problem, and the thing that we have, right, is we're quite bad at PR.
Oh, okay.
So even though we may do a lot of good things, right? Like it goes unseen because PR is a bit hard to do in general, especially most musicians not trained in PR, right? Not trained in any
And
form of
most are too
publicity.
shy, too apprehensive about like, putting themselves out there.
And a lot of them are artists first, right? Because in Singapore, I guess in most places, to be a musician, again, you have to be a businessman, right? So you have to sell your product like you really believe in it, really have to pitch and push it forward, right? But most musicians are only interested about their craft, and that's the reason I became a musician, not to sell myself, but to really just play the music and love what I do and do what I love.
You mentioned rubato earlier, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a music school that was created by my friends, right? That's for musicians and
Only 4 of you.
No. It's,
created by 4 people.
Yeah, we created for musicians, or at least musicians to be, right? By musicians, right? It's because I guess a few of them were upset with the whole corporate, music lesson thing with a few well-known brands, right? So they.
The brands heard us.
They're coming. But yeah, so they were upset with the whole, you have to follow, especially the whole, you have to follow grade 8, you have to do your grades 1 to 8, then your diploma and all that.
Okay.
And then a lot of them still coming out, not being able to play music the way they want to. Right? So we offer tailored music lessons, right? To play the way you want to play. Your style of music will teach you. You don't have to do grades if you don't want to, but if you do, we'll help you out as well. So we are trying, in essence, to start the change to get musicians more, I guess, musically aware, to be a city of musicians in some way, shape or form. You don't have to be professional, right? You can be a weekend warrior, a hobbyist, but to really grasp the understanding of music is more than just I read from paper and I can press the notes in time. It's more than that. Like, even if you read from a score, like, you have to put a piece of yourself into it, And I guess I play mostly improvisatory music, but you would understand, right? Like, you read from the score, but you still put your heart and soul into it. There is a passion for it, And I don't see a lot of, I guess, non-musicians / very beginner amateurs. They don't see it that way, and sometimes it stays with them all the way till they become, I guess, intermediate, and they think that is music. And I don't think that's right. So I guess I support Roberto in trying to push that front. Yeah.
So you teach saxophone there?
Oh, yeah. yeah, correct. I teach saxophone, be it classical, concert band, jazz, funk, pop, but saxophones in general, all 4. Soprano, tenor, barry, soprano.
The straight one, the curved one, the even more curved one.
And then the loopy one.
The big loopy one. So, did you know 70470000000 paper name cards are printed every year? Is this billion or trillion? This million, right? This is billion. 7 billion.
7 billion.
7 billion paper name cards are printed every year. That's billion with a... Oh, it's written down here. That's billion with a B.
Okay, cut this out.
No, I will keep this here. Yeah, so do you know 7 billion paper name cards are printed every year, and there's a lot of waste, especially today, global warming, climate change, all the eco buzzwords here.
Hey.
So what I have in my hands is one good card. Like the name suggests, you just need this one good card. Because this one good card is a renewable smart name card for you to basically meet all your networking needs. All you need to do is tap this on an NFC enabled phone, and your profile will promptly appear on the person's phone. Ooh. You can show your name, profile picture, email, socials, whatever information you want to get across. They can easily save your contact and basically get your contact and your name across. And One Good Card by One Good Team is not only for personal use, they also have a corporate branch, One Good Team, which can cater to all of your company's CRM and HRM needs. So if you have a company that you want to help your staff network effectively to potential clients, get more clients, reach out to One Good Card and One Good Team, see how they can help you fulfill that need. And if for yourself you want to buy like a One Good Card or even a One Good Ring, basically it's the ring equivalent as shown here, you can feel free to use my name, BIANTONG, for a 10% discount as a promo code on their website. So this one is actually made exclusively, they're sponsoring this episode, so thank you, One Good Card.
Oh, thanks.
This one is made exclusively for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is for you. Hopefully you will find this helpful in your networking needs
Definitely, man.
with
Yeah.
potential
and-
clients. Thanks for sharing all of your experiences
Mm.
and how it's like, being a very new yet up and coming musician in Singapore. I think that's very exciting. Where can people reach you if they wanna?
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I guess you can reach me on Instagram at here Saltine the Crackers.
Hey, nice. How did that name come about?
I was hungry.
Saltine the Crackers. Right?
Yeah, I was hungry because my old username was Justin43.
Why 43?
A lot of people ask me this, right? Because in my primary school, the primary school passwords for all the computers were password 1243.
Oh,
Right, and
just
then
to switch the tree.
yeah, I'm not gonna put one like
Hacker man.
I mean, so,
Nice. Yeah, and thanks for watching another episode of Starving Artists of Singapore. Thank you for your support. Please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more of such content with local artists. And if you want to engage with Justin, ask him questions, or you want to discuss anything, feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. And also who you want to see next on this episode.
yeah.
So yeah, thanks for supporting local and thanks for coming on to this show.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's go eat.
Hey, what is one food item that you would recommend to like our audience on there?
Okay. As a starving artist,
Hey. Having lunch yet?
oh yeah, haven't yet.
Yes.
I guess one food item is cinnamon rolls, right? But this I guess it's a new shop they opened about a year or two ago. It's called Roll,
Mm.
RROOLL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it started here in Singapore by this banker.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Investment banking too stressed.
That's why go and bake. But yeah, all the cinnamon rolls are baked in house, right? They have quite a wide range of flavors. They all taste amazing, right? And the best part is my wife.
Mm.
She's R&D. She's in the R&D team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hey, the flavor slap, man. Personally recommended by me.
Hey, down below. Oh, once again, you see all these bottles here. These are 4 exclusive flavors made for this show, Starving Artists of Singapore, by Really Addictive Drinks. So they are another sponsor of the show. And as you can see, it's custom-made bottles just for this show. And it's all fresh ingredients. As you can see, there's like pulp here.
Wow.
So we have iced coffee, matcha latte, honey yuzu tea, and orange guava juice. So if you are a company that want to make your own drinks for whatever events, or if you are a catering company that wants some new flavors rather than the
Tired old ones, lah.
cordials, yeah, you can reach out to them. They can satisfy all of your beverage needs, be it like a custom drink or new flavor for like wholesale. So yeah, if you want to check out Really Addictive Drinks, check them out in the link in the description below. Thank you so much for sponsoring this drink as well and keeping all of us hydrated.
Yeah, thanks, man. Wait, they do custom drinks?
Yeah, so things like this. You see got my name here also, right? That's nice.
Okay. Alright. Wow.
Speaking of which, right, how important do you think it is for like artists in Singapore to go for supper sessions?
Oh man.
You get what I mean? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
shit happens during supper.
Most of the stuff happens. Like not just networking, but just forming real bonds.
Yeah, lah.
Yeah. That's the thing that I guess is overlooked sometimes.
Mm.
Right? Like you have to have friends in the scene, you have to have friends lah.
Yeah.
In general. And be a good friend and people will be good friends to you. Damn, yeah, that's good.
That's not bad. As a coffee connoisseur myself, who makes my own latte, they are white.
Video here.
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, but their coffee is quite good. Quite like it.
Yeah. As a non-coffee connoisseur, I definitely enjoy it. Yeah, man. So thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to